can't tell when this is coming on because it's like going live, so I can't never tell when it's actually live. BB and Jack Frost, what's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's here in a beautiful day. We're gonna have a conversation about a couple of things today. I'm not sure what to make videos about at this point because I'm really clear that I don't want to keep talking about this Diddy situation, but so much because as you have probably already have seen, Jaguar Johnson has jumped out the window. She's also adding Jay-Z to this mix because is her name Jaguar Johnson? What's Jaguar's last name? And why is she named after a cat? Anyway, songwriter back in the days, for everybody that don't know who Jaguar is, she wrote Jaguar Jones. It's Jaguar with, and after that there's another J though, right? Anyway, in any regard, so she wrote some songs, I think some big songs also. So this isn't, I'm not like shaking my finger at this woman, just so we can be clear. And she knows a lot about the shit that's going on in the industry. Let's be clear about that also. And also, I'm unfortunate to have had been addressed by a lawyer before that wanted me to take down videos previously and not speak on certain matters previously. And I didn't do any pushback for a multitude of reasons. But the number one reason why I didn't do any pushback is that nobody else was really speaking on this. So it didn't make sense for me to try to jump out of the window and try to then get involved in some shit that ain't nobody talking about. We're going to do roll call at the 5-minute mark. Everybody get your comments in. I want to read a lot of comments this morning. So it didn't make sense for me to push on a certain situation about a certain artist. But I'm going to tell you something. Since I know what story they didn't want me to talk about, I know what story they didn't want me to talk about. So Jaguar Johnson has been talking. Is that name Jaguar Johnson? Am I getting her name wrong? I'm not. I might be. So she mentioned the person, and there is a like memo or a tweet or a DM going around or a story somewhere where individual mentioned the person but didn't mention their name. But Jaguar Johnson straight up mentioned the person's name. I'm not going into this, but I put out a video that was actually pretty good, and it didn't only just incorporate the artist she's talking about, but it also incorporated some NBA aspects, an NBA player. I'm just gonna be quiet about this shit. That's another reason why I left the damn story alone. I was like, yo, the artist can't reach the artist's lawyers, just so I could be clear, has been reaching out to me. And then not only that, but also I'm talking about somebody, an NBA player, when they were in the middle of doing big shit in the NBA. So yeah, I don't know if this is a story that I want to go after if other people weren't already, speaking on this, just so we could be clear. So I just backed up off the story. So with that being said, I know what story I backed up off. Sheesh. I know what story I backed up off of. I keep trying to tell y'all, I be out here putting out. And then I'm gonna say one more thing. So before I deleted the video, did I delete the video or did I hide the video? I can't be certain at the moment. I'm gonna go check and see if I hit it. So before, I can't remember what the name. I know it. I got you could just put keywords. So before I deleted the video had like a couple hundred or almost like 1,000 views. They hit me within like 20 minutes of me uploading the bitch. Like I uploaded it, fam. And within like 20 minutes of me uploading, part of my language, within about 20 minutes of me uploading the video, I was hit by these lawyers in my email. Just so we could be clear. Whew, it was like, threats. I said, you know what? I don't really want to deal with this. I'm telling you what happened. I said, yo, look, I don't really want to deal with this. Right now, this ain't worth it. Ain't nobody else talking about this shit but one other person that nobody is co-signing. And it was just, it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. It just wasn't to my benefit. That wasn't a fight worth fighting. That's what I'm saying. If that makes any sense. It wasn't a fight worth fighting. Like, what the fuck? Any regard. We at the 5-minute mark. Let's do roll call and get to the show. I mean, you gotta be a grown man. You gotta know how to tie. Why is it not letting me click this shit? Hold on, something's going on. All right, there we go. Fucking. Hold on. It's all right, here we go. All right. Shout out to Kyra No. She says, Grand Rising Frost, Grand Rising, baby girl. Hope everything is going well with you and yours. What up to Brandon Washington? He says, Morning Frost, salute. How's everything going? He says, Morning BB and salute. All praises to the Most High. That's a fact. God first, first and foremost, at all times. Let's just be clear about that. Kairos says, good morning, BBN. I think she's talking to everybody to be sure. Shout out to Kairos. Brandon says, hi, Kyra. Talking back. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to keep it pushing. He says, Frost on the tying the tie. Yes. Grown men should know how to tie the tie. If you don't know how to tie a tie, just go get a tie. YouTube got a ton of videos. I mean, I could just do a damn real quick. You just saw me tie the tie. You should be able to. That's another thing. Like if you like, I don't need people to really explain shit to me. Like I'm like a real visual learner. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm a little different. Like I'm a real visual learner. I could see a thing and then break down the mechanics of it and then do the thing. I don't know. I like for real. Shout out to that. Also, shout out to the fact that God made me extremely athletic. Shout out to the Most High, just in general, that He brought us all here this morning and we talking. So what y'all want to talk about this morning, as you saw, was open discussion. I'm ready to discuss anything that you guys want to discuss. That's one. Two, as far as with the Jaguar Jones situation or whatever her name is, because somebody put her name in it. I have no idea what this lady's name is. Jaguar Jones, Jaguar Johnson. I'm not sure. Anyway, so as far as she is concerned, she's been speaking out about Jay-Z for years. There's been a lot of people speaking out about Jay-Z for years. I don't know if any of the things that they're saying is particularly true or not. I know I've heard stories about everybody in the industry, and I'm not going to say one more thing about Jay-Z, and then I'm going to move on, and I'm not going to speak any further, and we're going to talk about Sean Combs if we're talking about any of these people. One thing that I did hear about Jay-Z, there was a person that used to be a part of this channel. And if they was here, they'd be talking about how much they hate Jay because they would be saying Jay was just like R. Kelly. I don't know none of this to be the truth, and I'm not saying that this is a fact. What he said, pardon me, is that and I'm not saying that this is true, but if he was here and he was still a part of this community, he would put it into the chat. He would say that R. Kelly gave Beyonce to Jay-Z. I don't know how true that is. I don't know about none of that. I know that at that point in time in hip hop, when Jay-Z and Beyonce got together, I know that Jay-Z was a big deal. And I don't see any reason why somebody would have to give anyone to him, is the point in which I'm trying to make. But that's something that he would have put into the chat. He's not here any further. And I always thought that was interesting that he said that so often. Especially based on the things that I've heard rumors of that I can't say is true or not, just so we could be clear. But if the rumors are true, there is an artist that Jaguar Johnson be talking about that got blackballed. I'm going to leave it alone and we're going to move on to, I keep trying to tell you, I know about all of this shit, fam. I know about all of this shit, fam. Why you think there's certain things that I won't speak on and then other shit I'll talk about? When somebody come out and they start spilling some beans about some real shit, y'all don't notice I always speak on it. But when somebody come out and they talk about some shit that don't make no sense, I'm just like, I don't really want to talk about that. All the other pages run with it because they trying to get all the views they could get. But I'm busy over here just trying to have integrity. Brandon says, what happened with Janet Jackson with the whole Jackson estate? I thought they were gonna do some VR concerts. That would be cool. A metaverse, Michael Jackson, Biggie, or Tupac. That would be fire. Okay, so I'm okay. Boom. Okay, let's back up a minute. When did all of this come out? All of this came out when the NFT shit was blowing up. Do y'all remember that? That summer. At the end of that summer, the NFT explosion shit happened. First of all, just for everybody that don't know, because a lot of y'all might be new, this is the first page that the word NFT or they even spoke about what NFTs on social media, this is the first page where it happened. I had one of the people on here that was a part of the organization that started NFTs, and I interviewed him, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to Will Cornish. So I think all of those things were inherently tied together, because all of that shit started disappearing together. I think all of that shit was inherently tied together. You understand? Because you know they do have a band that is a complete it don't even exist. They're like a complete hologram. They sell out. What's the name of that band? There's a band that's a complete hologram. I'm gonna explain to you why I think all that was connected. There was a band that's a complete hologram. Hold on. Fuck. There's a band. I don't know their name, but they're like, they go do concerts. ABBA. Is it ABBA? Is ABBA doing concerts now on hologram? There's a band. I don't know the name of the band currently, but there's a band, and they be selling out, and it's a hologram. Like, there's no actual. And then I saw like video of it, and I'm looking around like, what in the hell, fam? The crowd is really enjoying themselves to all of this light work. They can't even go backstage and bang anybody. Once you get my point. In any regard, but just so we could be clear, concerts aren't just dope because of concerts aren't just dope because of the performances. It's also the kind of crowd that you have. So when you have a really lit crowd, the concert's just better. So some people go to these concerts for the experience of being at a concert because they're not actually trying to bang anybody. Shout out to those people. I guess those are the people at these hologram concerts. In any regard, I think all of that other stuff was inherently tied together because, as you saw when the NFT shit dropped off, that shit started dropping off also. Because all of these shits fund each other. You know what I'm saying? Everything funds each other. You know what I'm saying? So I think inherently all that shit was like tied together. When one thing didn't work, the other one didn't work. Also, when they started coming out with the hologram concerts, I think that was around the time that the pandemic started. So that might have slowed everything else up also, right? The pandemic started when they was talking about it. It was like they was talking about the hologram concert, da da da. I think they first started talking about the hologram concerts where it became a thing of real discussion around the time that Nicki and Remy Ma was beefing, right? Because that's around the same time that the Tupac thing started dropping out, right? And then they started talking about having they had the Tupac shit on stage where Tupac was the hologram, right? Am I right about this, or am I just misremembering? I could be misremembering, who knows? But if I remember correctly, all of this happened around the same time. And then they started having all the hologram things that was coming out, and it became a big deal. And then they started talking about doing the concerts on Instagram. Remember, they started talking about maybe doing IG concerts and stuff like that. Artists was gonna do that type of stuff. Remember? I think this was all around the same time. And then what happened? The artists doing the artists doing the concerts online. That shit popped up when the pandemic thing started, because now you can't do concerts. You understand? So what sense would it make to now be perfecting this technology to have hologram concerts with these artists that you had to sign mad deals with? They had to do. You remember, they can't just go do this. They got to go sign deals with these people, sign deals with those people. You got to get the right people in bed with each other, probably figuratively and physically and actually, who knows, in order to make these deals happen. You understand what I'm saying? So deals could have broke down as far as I know, but the way that I remember it being is the pandemic has started. So even the idea of a concert went out the window. So that money now that they were using for that, they probably just moved it somewhere else. And that's why I'm talking about the NFTs. Travis Scott did a concert in Fortnite. He should. They're great partners together. They're great partners. They're great partners. They have great. Travis Scott has a lot of great partnerships. Yeah, everybody talks bad about the mother of the Kardashian, the matriarch of that little group over there, but everybody wins, at least financially, that gets next to her. Um, I wouldn't want to probably win. I don't know what they're doing to be able to get on, but everybody that gets next to her wins. So I don't know how to think about that. But always remember, the meek will inherit the earth. Never forget that part. So no, and I don't think that just means that if you have, you're gonna go to hell if you're rich. I don't think that that's what that means. I think it means something else entirely. I think that that's just our interpretation of the word because of how our language exists now. It didn't exist the same way um, when these philosophies came about, when these, not even philosophies, when these notations was made. The English language and our understanding of how words work didn't exist the same. You understand? So I don't believe meek means what most people believe meek to mean. I believe it means something else. And if you really want to get a breakdown of that, take into the understanding. What up, Jet? Salute. Take into the understanding that God says that the world so hates him, right? So if the world hates God and the meek will inherit the earth, that means that whoever is the people that's going to inherit the earth now is not the people that's of what the earth is doing. You can't be of what the earth is doing and then inherit the earth. It's the meek is going to inherit the earth. So I don't think it has everything to do with having uh being low. I don't think it has to do with that. I think basically God is saying the people that the world hates will inhabit the earth. The people that go against the evil of the world will inhabit the earth. But it has to be a real thing. It can't be fake. You understand? So I think that that's what he's saying. Yeah, let's get a Bible verse, and that's a fact. So I think that that's what he's saying, just so we could be clear. So when you hear the meek will inhabit the earth, stop thinking, oh, I'm going to inhabit the earth because I'm not doing well in life. No, no, no. The people who are like the virus to the illness that exists on the planet are God's people. They are the meek. Well, we got Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Let's go. They will inhabit the earth. I think that that's also a big issue, that people don't understand that words existed differently. I think people constantly think, the word means this. Well, they change our dictionary meanings. How often? Riz is in the dictionary now, fam. You think Riz is in the Bible? I'm just saying, not trying to be, not trying to. I'm just saying. I'm just if you understand what I'm saying, you understand. If you don't, you're gonna look for a flaw, right? Whenever somebody don't understand something, they look for a flaw in it, right? Rather than comprehension, right? That's like the new way of thinking. We're not gonna look for comprehension. We're gonna look for the flaw. All right, I'm gonna read the easy version, and then I'm gonna read the King James version, if y'all don't mind. So we're at Isaiah 41, and we're gonna go down to uh, verse 10. I am with you, so do not be afraid. I am your God, so do not be upset. I will make you strong, and I will help you. My powerful right hand will keep you safe. Once again, I am with you, So do not be afraid. I am your God. So do not be upset. I will make you strong, and I will help you. My powerful right hand will keep you safe. That was the easy version. If you don't mind, we're going to go to the King James version real quick. Like I said before, words didn't exist the same. Like even today in the age that we live in, we say the same thing a ton of different ways in order to the person's ability to comprehend, right? If I'm saying anything wrong, put it in the chat. This is from the King James version. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. One more time. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. In Jesus' name, amen. This is, if it was shorter, I'd read it. It's 29 lines. If it was shorter, I'd read it. Brandon Washington said, personally, I read King James, and the New King James is good to compare the two. Good job for us. Appreciate you. Also, we also have to understand that not everybody here reads or the best way, I think, in order to ever give information is to give it in the way that you understand it in its smallest terms, and then also to give that same information whenever possible to the highest degree, because in that moment you can help that person that you're speaking to have a better comprehension of the idea or the concept. So just explaining something at the base level that's going to give them an understanding of what you're saying shouldn't always be enough. Sometimes you should also use that as a teachable moment and give people a little bit more information and more of a higher understanding of the topic in which you're discussing, that you're trying to convey the information about. So that's why I think. I could be wrong. It's on you to determine the way in which you prefer to speak with somebody. It's not up to me in any regard. Could we talk about something real quick? Could we talk about some could we talk about some hip hop stuff for a second? I want to talk about something in hip hop for a moment. Could we talk about something in hip hop for a moment? Curious. I'm gonna skip those commercials. I want to talk about something in hip hop for a moment. So shout out to the Art D Glass. Salute. Hope everything is going well with you and yours. I want to talk about something in hip hop this morning. I want to be clear about this. First, before I say the thing in hip hop, I'm going to say this thing just about social media in America. We have glorified mental illness to such a degree that people are betting their futures on their ability to display how disturbed they are. So I'm going to start with Cardi B. I like Cardi B. Cardi B just separated from Offset, right? She just made it public knowledge, right? She said, look, me and him haven't been together in a while. Stuff's been happening. Stuff's been happening. I don't want to be in this marriage no more. Now, also we hear that Offset went and allegedly slept with Krishan Rock, and Blueface is blowing it up. Also at the same time saying, I did a DNA test and that's not my baby. First thing I want to say says this. They went and found out, I think it's something like 70% of men aren't the daddy. Like the number is incredibly high now of men who are not the father. I'm shout out to my daughter's mother. She's mine. First of all, the genes is strong. The genes is strong. That's one. The genes is strong. That's two. And three, I didn't find out about my daughter till she was 4. And so when I entered into her life, she lives in a different state. So when I entered into, she's a wonderful child. She had a wonderful mother. When I entered into knowing that she was my daughter and I started going around them, I was taking a week off from work every month. Like every month. I worked with my pops at the time, so shout out to the ability to be able to do that. But I was taking a week off from work every month, and I was going and I was spending it because that was my family. In any regard, forgot why I started talking about this. Yeah, so most men aren't even the daddy. I'm just explaining this. I want to talk about something also about this whole America, the kids not being a daddy thing. But I just want to say something real quick about that whole Cardi B, Offset, all that BS. I don't know if they're trying. I believe that they're trying to project this shit into our culture, this dysfunction. I'm not even saying Cardi B is a part of this. That's why I wanted to mention her first. Anytime Blueface is involved in anything, the projection of the energy that his production team and them come up with is terrible for our community. Everything that they doing over there. Now I want to say something else, and I want to be quick. I want to be clear. This whole independent, wanting to be independent thing that women do. Hold on, let me read Brandon Washington's comment. Brandon Washington says, we all are children of God. That's a fact. When we don't agree, gotta move this over because I've been having the screen all the way over. Oh shit. Whoever's here that be pressing the laughs is pressing the laughs. Appreciate you. Everybody press one of those buttons. Brandon Washington says, we all are children of God. When you don't agree, he is our rock and fortress, then you are not following God's will. That's a fact. And trying to do the cases and trying to the cases going on, they don't follow God's will. Okay. It's all based on money. Okay. I don't know if that tied in right, but I kind of got sidetracked. No, everything that these guys are doing is based on money, if that's what you're trying to say. You ain't say nothing wrong. Everything that Blueface and them doing has to deal with money. It don't have to deal with anything else. You ain't say nothing wrong. In any regard. Hold on. Let me see if I gotta make the screen light. I keep forgetting. I had to adjust the red. Because the other light is I need a softer light for the other light. Don't worry. We there. Because one of the main reasons why I'm using this red light is because the other light isn't soft enough. I had to explain that because it sounded like I'm going to tell you. All right. So I think one of the main issues is the way that I think, if I don't literally just absolutely, okay, that's not bad. If I don't absolutely explain what I'm thinking, like I gotta explain everything for people to understand what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't know. It gets frustrating. Then they agree at the end, but with me it'd be like, damn, I gotta do this every time. Anyway, I might just be bad at explaining without being able to explain everything. Maybe it's on me. Shout out to Jay Tizzy. Hope everything is going well this morning. So I want to say something real quick. most men are not the daddy. We're talking about in married relationships. We're talking about in people in the street. Most dudes are not the daddy. Like, this is an epidemic going on. Can we please do two things as a community? The first thing is this, right? If men don't start calling out other men for being BANs, if men allow for these suckers to just exist, that's the first problem. The second problem is women wanting to be independent because they keep getting in relationships with suckers. That's what's happening. Y'all going out there and dating suckers. And then y'all like, you know what? I'm done with men. But you're not gay. So now you just can't be in a relationship. This is what I believe is happening. Maybe I'm wrong. But I've been saying this shit since the 90s. Because I saw the turn. I remember how women used to be when they wanted to have a husband, when they wanted to be married, when they wanted to have a family. I still remember that. A lot of y'all don't. A lot of y'all never experienced that. But I remember how beautiful those women was. I remember just how captivating a woman is when she wants to be a woman and is happy. Happy having a family. Happy raising children. And the wildest part about all of this is most of them would stay at home wives. And it wasn't even an issue. You know, the women that were complaining, the ones that had to go to work. I don't know how this shit turned around. The women that had to figure out how to make a career. Those was the ones. They were the ones that was complaining. Not the ones that had a husband busting his ass to pay the bills. They felt privileged. They were usually treated like royalty amongst the women that didn't have nothing, as far as a family is concerned. This is facts. Anybody that lived in this generation, tell me if I'm lying. You'll have a woman, she'll have 5 kids, a husband, no job. There's a family event. She running shit. Not the lady that's working out there as in the CEO somewhere. We had a family event. The mothers run shit. The mothers and the grandmothers. The aunties got to sit to the side. Tell me where the lie at. All the D glasses, a lot of this stuff we're constantly fed is all covered in Satan's energy. That's a fact. And women were so beautiful. You know, my dude, this whole hitting on women all the time thing didn't happen in our community until the drugs came. When the drugs came, that's when that shit became a big deal. It was the drugs. I promise you. When there's niggas hitting on their women, of course, there's always going to be that. There's always going to be that. Right? There's always going to be some weirdo ass out there with that, you know, do some stupid shit. That shit wasn't prevalent. That shit wasn't something that we spoke about in our community. Like, this is something that's happening all the time. It wasn't that. I think that the women today, if y'all really understood, and this is coming from somebody that experienced and saw it, if y'all really understood the respect that was being given to these women that was just raising families, and then how it sounded when we go to some kind of event, and there's a mother over there, she got 2 of her kids in college. Her husband looks happy. The flesh. They just made y'all start wanting other shit. They made y'all start wanting money. I got a question. If you're a woman and you want to marry a man, but you don't want him to give you security, understand, direction is part of security. Saying we can't do this, we can't do that. Let's stay away from that. That's not a good idea. That's part of keeping you secure. So if you don't want direction, you don't want security. Because how could I secure you if I can't even keep you in the places that keep you safe? If you keep going to where the danger is, how can I secure you? I can't. It's not possible. And I think the whole problem started with sucker ass BANs. Just so we could be clear. I don't even really blame women. They got hit with the parent the when they started talking about, in 71, when they started with the Planned Parenthood. They hit us in 1971 with the Planned Parenthood, and they started messing up our communities. And that's when this whole independence thing started, when they started telling our women that our women don't want to be mothers. They wanted the population control us. They stopped wanting y'all to be mothers. They started wanting y'all to be independent. They started wanting y'all to leave the household. They started wanting y'all to. So we fell for the trap. All right. And when I say we, I just mean black people in general. You understand? Other nations didn't fall for the trap because back in their countries, they was able to keep their lifestyle going. You hear it? So they didn't really fall for the trap. Because even if the ones in America fell for the trap, the ones back in Puerto Rico didn't, the ones back in the Dominican didn't, the ones back in Haiti didn't, the ones back in Jamaica didn't. Because they got their own countries. But we in America, we fell for the trap. So unless there's a way to convince our women that we're not against them, then what are we going to do? Because I believe that that's the crux of the issue. All women think that we're out to get them and we're against them. The men that are against you, they're showing you who they are. All right? They're pretty obvious with it. I'm going to point something out. So Puffy is being accused of what now? But he's also accused of being what now? Now, what did I tell you about Puffy? I said he's not gay. It's all about power. I've been telling y'all that the whole entire time. He's not gay. He's not straight neither. He doesn't even look at sex like that. Sex to him is more like a weapon to be wielded. So you want to know what I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out about? I'm going to tell you what the Me Too movement did. Listen and pay attention. I'm going to tell you something the Me Too movement did. Just back up for a minute, since we're going to talk about this Puffy shit. So a lot of people got drugged, raped, and got threatened with using those videos to destroy your reputation. All right? This was a thing that was running rampant in not just the music industry, all right? In society. Well, when the Me Too movement popped up, now it made it so that if you release any of those tapes, you're just releasing the evidence of your crime. I don't think people really be understanding when laws happen sometimes, right? So when the Me Too movement popped up, that wasn't because they wanted to get every person. There was just certain individuals who were untouchable, and it was time for them to go. Harvey Weinstein. When Harvey Weinstein got kicked out of Hollywood, what did Hollywood immediately do? Go woke. They immediately started turning male, generally known characters who would generally be male into female characters, right? Look at the MCU phase 4. It's just all female led. It's also the weakest phase. So when you start understanding agendas and you start really understanding how these people are moving, you start looking at everything that's happening a lot different. So listen, the Me Too movement dropped because there was people that they wanted to remove. They just didn't know how they was going to remove them. So these people had influence over other people. and those people were helpless. So now, guess what? When you have tapes about these encounters that these individuals is having that you were going to use to blackmail individuals with, now you can't drop those tapes. You can't use those tapes as blackmail because now it's evidence of a crime. I heard that they made that thing for one more year now. They added another year. So now you got another year to file papers. So I say all that to say this. I believe, don't be surprised if it comes out that that's what Diddy was doing a lot of, filming people in compromising positions for big wigs. And that's how come he was getting the people that he was getting to support his movements and everything else. Also, I think there's something like 18 uh advertisers just dropped from like one of his platforms or whatever. So they're leaving Diddy out there to drop. Diddy is done. He's done. There is no, he's about to get locked up. Done. That's what it's looking like. They have to remove the money from him first. You do know that's how it works, right? They remove the money from you and then they lock you up. See, with Kanye don't commit crimes. So that's why they try to get Kanye locked in a mental institution. You get it? Kanye don't got crimes. What did they do to Kanye? They tried to take all of his money. What was Kanye telling y'all? I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. Because Kanye knew they were trying to put him away. They can't put him in jail because he didn't commit any crimes. He had nothing to worry about. All they were going to do is keep trying to dirty his name and make him look crazy. And now, if we go back to some of the shit that Kanye was saying when y'all thought Kanye was crazy, it sounded like he was telling the future, didn't it? I would stop for one moment. Think about all the times I came on here and told y'all something and people told y'all I was crazy. And then all of those things came to pass. You want to know what Satan does? Whenever you telling the truth and you testifying, especially if you testifying in the Lord's name, Satan is going to send people to say you lying. Satan is going to send people to distract you and distract the people that you're speaking to. Satan is going to send the distraction. So just pay attention whenever you hear people trying to badmouth people that's trying to send you to God. There's no question who sent them. Like there's zero question. Imagine somebody walking up to you and telling you that they hate somebody, that their whole entire life is based on trying to help others. You're going to really look at that person and say, you know what? I'm with you on this one. Or you're going to say, who sent you? So you don't want people being helped, and you 100% don't want the help that this person can give. Who sent you? Who sent you to disrupt works of good? Who sent you? They better start believing that Satan is real. They tricked y'all into believing Satan ain't real. They tricked y'all. They trick people into believing Satan ain't real. Anyway, all right, let's get back to it. What y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. The tolls for driving in Manhattan, is it true? Yeah, you're supposed to be getting tolls. I don't really think they care about the tolls as much as they care about, they want to congestion. There's too much congestion in Manhattan. Congestion is bad. So they want to convince people to stop driving to Manhattan. Also, the toll is just for one day. So if you go down there once, you just pay the $15 one time. They want to one, limit congestion, and they want to also convince people to start taking the subway. So the first thing they did was they raised the prices on the subway, right? Boom. And then now that they raise the prices on the subway, now they have the thing in place to make it so that it might just be better to pay $3 to go downtown than to pay 15. You get it? I would assume the big issue is people living close to the area, just driving to the area, not the people that live in the area. Also, I would like to know, how does it work for people, like if you wake up and your car's already there, but you live down there. So when you leave and you come back, do you pay $15? I think that's the big question. I think that's a big question. What up, Nick the Slick? I think that's a big question. Like when you leave, do you come back? Do you got to pay again? I'm curious. When you wake up in the morning, do it just because I'm assuming like you have to go past the scanner, right? Do the people that live in the area get a special pass to put on their car? And if so, do they get one for each car? I'd like to know. Is it hooked up to your Easy Pass? So if you live in the area, you don't have to worry about it at all. Also, if let's say you're looking for parking and you just happen to drive that way, but you're not even going that way, you just want to loop around the block. So I mean, I see a lot of issues with that. I don't know what to tell you. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I don't know what to say. I see a lot of issues with that. But they gonna work it out. Man. Take the train. Arta D Glass is off topic, but I seen a clip about apartments in Manhattan where it's the cheapest rent was $1,200. And it looks like a room with no bathroom. The bathrooms are shared with all the tenants. If you could find $1,200 in Manhattan, even for a room, that's good. I don't need to see the size of the apartment. Where in Manhattan, by the way? I don't need to see the size of the apartment. Just keep it in the stack. $1,200 in Manhattan. First of all, $1,200 in New York City is good, even for a studio. For the people that don't get it, so if you're talking about 1,200 in Manhattan, what part of Manhattan? It must be like far away from. It can't be nowhere near Midtown. It can't be nowhere near Central Park. I don't even think it could be in Harlem. But what you're talking about, I don't know. I got to see what you're talking about though. The 1,200. If you get a studio for 1,200, you up. That's what I'm trying to explain. Yeah, you get a studio for 1,200, you up, man. That's a win. It's a win-win. Anyway, in any regard, what y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Let's change the conversation. What y'all want to discuss? Yeah, we could discuss whatever, but that's a 1,200 for an apartment in New York is just good in general. But you said it's like they got a shared bathroom and all of that stuff. If that's in Manhattan, even if that's in Manhattan, that's great. Let me tell you something. So I used to move people for a living, right? So I used to be a mover, and so this is just I don't even know how insane to tell you this. So I moved somebody into a studio that was $5,000 once. 5,000 a month. It was a studio. I mean, I move people into stuff that's even like, but I want to speak about this in particular. So it was 5,000 a month. It was in uh what fucking district is that? Where 5 Points is. You know what? Okay, so you know all the way at the tip up. You know all the way in Manhattan down where because it's not Wall Street, but it's the Wall Street area. I'm trying to think of the street name. Anyway, it's down there by Wall Street. It's the Wall Street area. Like it's like across the street from the building. It's like across the street and around the clock, around the block from the Wall Street building. Anyway, in any regards, so the apartment was $5,000 a month. The ceilings was about at the top of the backboard, higher than the top of the backboard. It was just didn't make any sense. But reason why I think it was like that is because I think this was just an old building structure, the way they used to be. I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea. Anyway, in any regard, so it was a freaking studio, fam. But the studio was larger than most apartments, to be honest with you, square footage wise. But it's a studio, $5,000 a month. It was just one giant room. It was L shaped. She was a student, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there. Some rich parents. That's all I know. I used to move all of the big wigs because I had good customer service. So I used to use all the big wigs. So that was dope. Like whenever they thought they was gonna have a problem with a client, when I was working at flat rate, whenever they thought they was gonna have a problem with a client, they need to send somebody to them that smooth it over. And the one thing you have to understand is flat rate didn't have a lot of black people working there, and actually it didn't have a lot of Americans working there. A lot of the people that worked at flat rate didn't speak English really, really well. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying what it is. And they weren't like, and it was a various different demographic and various different ethnicities, just so we could be clear. But most of them were not American. So whenever they send us somewhere where they think that it's gonna be a prickly situation, they want to send one of the workers that speak really fluent English, so there's not a problem or whatever the case is. So I used to get sent to a lot of these after I became a foreman and I became good at my job. I used to get sent. I was good at being a foreman before I was actually a foreman, but that's neither here nor there. So what started happening is they would send me to all of the jobs where they thought that there was going to be an issue. They might talk to the person on the phone and then the person is seeming a little bit demanding, or they talking to the person on the phone and whatever the case might be. Yeah, I speak terrible English. You're right, Neanderthal. My English is the worst English in any regard. So what ends up happening is um it was a wonderful experience, just so we could say it. Like she had a wonderful job on the experience, but that was just something that I remember, that I moved somebody into a $5,000 a month studio apartment that didn't even need to be a studio apartment. It was literally high enough that they could have had two fucking floors in the apartment. That's how tall the ceiling was. It did not need to be a studio apartment. You understand? They could have fucking walled off stuff. They did not need to be a studio apartment. It's fucking huge. She took good though. I think she gave us 200 a piece. And she barely had anything. It was an easy job. Okay, so this is what we just got sent. This is for 1,200. This is the apartment jump off he's talking about. So this is the apartment. That's the apartment. Sheesh. It's a room. It's not an apartment. That's crazy. Nah, that I don't know where that at. That looked like that might be. I don't know where that at. That looked like that might be. I don't know where that at. That looks like that might be like in fucking part of my language in Washington Heights or something. And they just like redid a building. This is bananas. And then oh man, this is bananas. And then watch how you got to go to the bathroom. This is bananas. What up to the few? This is bananas. I think this that might be like in Washington. Look how you got to go to the bathroom, fam. Don't be playing your video game. You can't even have a video game in there, man. You can't have a bed and a chair. So that's the bathroom. That's crazy. And the bathroom is that small that everybody got to share. That's bananas. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, that's bananas. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, somebody else with a smallest apartment. Hold on. I'm not playing the audio, so I don't get hit from nothing. I don't know where that's at. Nah, the shower's a dub. I'm okay with the just having a shower and nothing else, but that's not enough room in it. The shower makes it a dub, fam. Yeah, that's crazy. Those are some tiny apartments, but what you gonna do? Yeah, you gonna go crazy in them rooms. That's why they passing a law in Memphis on a whole woman accountable for falsely accusing ministers of fathers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is why they're doing that. If anybody is enjoying the show at this point, you could always pull up to the Cash App, PayPal, and or Super Chat. Somebody throw the Cash App in the chat. I didn't pin it. I didn't pin it on. I just didn't pin it. I don't plan on pinning it. Somebody throw the Cash App in the chat. So this is what they sent me yesterday. Look at what my Bible told me yesterday. Today's the 10th. Today's the 11th. This is what my Bible told me yesterday. God is near. God is love. God is with you. Meditate on that as you prepare for today's prayer time. Interesting. Shout out to all the D Glass Stoner. I thought this would be funny. So I said, how many videos should I make today? So 36 people voted. 39% says just this one. So I just wanted to show y'all most of the shows I do, most of the people here don't like me. I just want to show you that. most of the people here don't really be liking me and shit. It's okay though. I mean, I could also look at it like 39% just only want this video, and what's that? 61% would like for me to make multiple videos. So that's also dope. Shout out to the 61% that voted that would like me to make multiple videos. You guys are all the best. You remember what too, J Tizzy? What do you also remember if you don't mind me asking? Give me one moment. Oh man, I gotta tell you about this thing. So there's this old dude. I told you I was gonna take pictures of this guy. But from now on, when I go into the store, I'm gonna take pictures of this guy so y'all can see this guy. There's this old dude that for some strange reason, every single time I go into Key Food, he's in there with me. Remember the dude I told y'all that was hiding behind the potato chips? That guy. So now every time I go into the store, he in there every time. Some old dude. Like they really trying to get me locked up, fam. Like they really trying to make me look like a person I'm not. The world is a terrible place, man. I'm just saying what it is, man. World is really not a good place, man. Anyway, I missed a call from somebody yesterday. Why is this person saying that they're not pretending to be this person? Oh, so this person isn't that person? Don't mind me. I'm on Instagram, and then for some strange reason, okay, at least Instagram thinks I want to look at actresses all day. So shout out to that shit. So now on Instagram, only thing that goes through my feed all day is pictures of actresses. So shout out to that shit. I don't get it. I couldn't wait to get married when I was young. Not these days for our kids. Well, for guys, could somebody tell me what a benefit a guy gets from marrying a woman? Any benefit that you get for going down and marrying them the way that we consider marriage to be in America or in the world. Can you tell me one benefit that the man gets? The man gets zero benefits. He gets all liability. He gets zero benefits. That's why I don't understand why y'all out here marrying just any old person. We get zero benefits from marriage. We should be way more picky. I don't even understand how any of y'all marry a chick that's not a pick me. Y'all marrying chicks that aren't even pick me chicks. I would never marry a chick that doesn't want to be picked. Y'all out here marrying chicks that don't want to be picked. What did J. Cole say? She don't want you to save her. Y'all out here marrying chicks that don't even want to be picked. I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand how women like bash other women and be like, she a pick me. She want to get married? How is that bad? She want to be in a relationship. She see a man that she wants and she goes after him. I don't understand how any of this is bad. I really don't. Or you just mad that the man that you want don't want you? And the man she want might want her. Is that really what it is? Because that might be what it is. That might be what it is. You mad that the man that wants you, that you want, don't want you, and you mad that the man that she want her. So you call her a pick me. So the man that actually wants her, that she actually wants, she'll now be difficult with. Now the nigga don't want her no more. Women control sex. Women control sex. Men control relationships. So every marriage that happens regarding a man, it happened because you wanted it to happen. Every time a woman consents, every time the sex is mutual, it's because the woman is consenting. Women control sex. Men control relationships. Give you a perfect example. Did you hear Mia Khalifa lately say, men are easy? Yeah, like generally speaking, if you're a woman with a vagina and you look good, you can go out and have sex every single night of the week. It should not be difficult. You'll be able to find a man that will have sex with you. That will happen. That's not men being easy. That's you being easy. Okay? Just so we could be clear. But that's the problem. The misconception that women should have the mentality of a man. That's the problem. That's why right now, soft women are winning. Women that are soft, they're winning. Them women that have been building up all of that hardness to them, they're not. For two reasons. One of the main reasons why women get hard like they do is for the same, is for a similar reason to why, like, what's going on with Diddy. Men also suffer from this issue and this problem is what I'm trying to explain. And that's basically, uh, and it's to a different degree because a man would have to do so much more than a woman because the way that we feel and think is so much different. You understand? So when women have sex with a man, right? There's so much more of a connection that that woman is making spiritually and emotionally than that man is making. So when you have a female that she's done slept with 20, 30 guys, it's going to be so much harder to satisfy her, not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally. So not even from the standpoint of sexually, but just from the standpoint of living together, just from the standpoint of being able to communicate with one another, just from the standpoint of being able to be civil towards one another. You understand? So when that woman is out there sleeping with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, she's deadening herself from having the ability, just like men do, but it's to a different degree because we think and feel differently. They're deadening their ability to be able to have a worthwhile experience inside of a relationship. See, now you can't even experience the joy that the relationship is because you've had too many experiences. When was the last time you just looked at nature and it was beautiful and you just stopped? Just asking. I think it's harder for young girls than for young boys. And I'm saying this and I'm going to explain why I think this. Boys don't usually have to compete with their fathers. Most father-sons relationships aren't based on competition with one another. Some of us are unfortunate and we had to live that experience, but the majority of men don't. When we deal with women, it's inverted. The majority of females, young girls, have to deal with competition from their mothers, from their aunts, from their sisters. Being a woman is a very competitive lifestyle. Some women, and I want to be careful when I say this because sometimes things happen, but it wasn't planned. But some women purposely fill their daughters' minds with ignorance, give them expectations that are unreal. Some people purposely overfeed their children, keep their children from exercising. Some people purposely punish their children for no reason, giving their children a misunderstanding of justice, of right and wrong. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about how so many of these teenagers nowadays, they don't have the appropriate understanding of right and wrong because they grew up in an abusive situation where incompetent parents that even when they were wrong insisted that they were right. So now there's no real boundary of what's right and wrong. It's only might is right. As always, I think we got to get our families back together. And I just don't think that's going to be possible until two things happen. And that's when real men start calling out the weirdos. Once real men start calling out the weirdos, women are going to flock to those real men. Those real men are going to start having more than one wife, and those women will be okay with it. Because the problem is women don't really understand that most of these dudes out here is weirdos, and they feel like we're not telling them. So they think we all weirdos. My program constantly explains what weirdos is. Don't date no nigga that spend all day talking about another nigga. If you look at what the dude doing on social media, and part of what he doing on social media is hating somebody, and you go date this guy, everything that you get, you ask for. I'm not saying you deserve anything, but whatever you get, you literally ask for. Explain to me where the lie's at. You seen that this person was an individual of bad behavior, then you went into a relationship with them. Now you're upset at the way it turned out. How? That's tantamount to a dude dating a stripper, then getting mad she slept on him. What are you talking about? That's literally the business she's in. Sleeping around, getting naked in front of other men. That's a business. Showing her vagina and all of her bits to men that are not you. That's her business. So if you go date a man that he don't spend he's spending most of his time on social media trying to argue with another man. First of all, why don't you think this nigga gay? That's the first thing. Men don't operate that way. I know a lot of y'all women don't know this because there's a lot of guys out here that aren't really actually men. They're just males. But men don't operate like that. Men don't talk about other men all day. Men don't go behind other men back and try to dirty other men's name all the time. Men don't do that. That's feminine behavior for him. And y'all women will see a nigga like this, a dude like this, and then be like, that's baby daddy. Then he'll put a baby in you, or maybe it's not his baby. You just saying it's his baby. What the hell do I know? And then you're going to be weirded out when he's doing all of the things that don't align with what a male should do, what a man should do. Why? You knew he wasn't a man when he was on the internet talking about that other nigga all day. Thought he was just going to become a man later? Why was that? He following a whole nother nigga around and calling that nigga gay. Sound like he projected. Oh, the dude's single? Okay. But have you seen him kiss a dude before? Oh, you haven't. Have you seen him try to pick a man up? Oh, you haven't. Have you seen him flirt with a man and try to get a man's number? You haven't. Have you seen a gay guy come up to him and try to get his number and he was cool with it? You haven't. But you just think the guy's gay because he's single. Not a problem. Sounds like Satan working. Sounds like that guy's over there doing whatever his business is that is obviously isn't your business. But even though you're a whole man, you want to make his business your business. That's something women do. If I'm saying anything wrong, put it in the chat. That's literally what women do. You know how you destroy a man's life? Put him in a room with nothing but women that are actually men. Because they going to hate that nigga. I have the same take on all immigrants that come into America right now, period. I want our money spent on the homeless that is here already, and I want their situation fixed first. Period. We have homeless people that are already here. I don't understand how it makes sense to bring people to our country and give them homes when we already have people who are here that do not have homes. I understand what they're doing. Believe me, I know exactly what's going on. And I understand what their argument is. The argument is, for everybody that don't know, One of their arguments will basically be that even if they gave the resources to our community wouldn't use the resources for anything that was useful. How do I know that's going to be what they're anybody want to ask me how do I know they're going to say that? Throw me some insults if y'all want based on what I just told y'all. Because just so I could just say the thing, the proof that I know what I'm talking about. Jay Tizzy says they're gonna spend 65 billion on 10 camps for them. What about our homeless problem? I'm here saying that we need to fix our own homeless problem also. So I'm not talking about the immigrants from whoever, wherever, wherever. It's all saying we're all immigrants. I would love to help y'all. I want us to help y'all, but I think that we have to help us first. Period. I have no shade towards any immigrants from any country coming in here for almost any reason. The ones that are just coming here to do crimes and terrorism, yeah, I don't want you guys. But for all the others, for any other reason, I don't have a problem. God wants us to be charitable. That's important. It's important to be charitable. I hate that that keeps happening like that because I'm trying to do a thing, but it's like you roll over that thing, and then after you roll over it, it's just that's it. It's just you can't hit the other thing. I was trying to hit the second thing. All right. So how many videos should we make this today? 38% said just only do this video. The majority of the people who voted, they don't want me to do more than one video. I'm assuming they also want me to do 0 videos. So let's just assume the people who hit just this one video are all comprised or mostly comprised of individuals who not only want me to do this video, but they would have preferred I do 0 videos, just so we can be clear. And why do I say that? The very next choice is between 1 and 5. This would be one video. In any regard, 33% said 1 and 5. 8% said between 5 and 10. That's kind of dope to have so many of y'all that think that between 1 to 5 videos is pretty good. I appreciate that. I think that that's a good. I used to shoot for that before, and on those days that I was shooting for that, sometimes I'd have like 8 videos. So no. I think that's a good number. Shout out to the 33 that said that. 8% said between 5 to 10. That's a lot of videos. Yeah, guys, that's a lot of videos. I appreciate it though. And even more videos is 10 plus at 21. They just like Jack. We just want you doing videos. We want you to stop sleeping. We're gonna staple your eyelids shut. We're gonna staple your eyelids open. So basically 38% of the people think we should be doing 0 to 1 video, right? And 62% of the people think that we should be doing anywhere between 1 to a billion videos. So shout out to the 62% of the people that think that we should be doing multiple videos. You guys are the best. I just like showing y'all how many haters be in here sometimes. You said some Android users can't see the vote. Let me pick up my Android real quick. I mean, I know this isn't this. I don't. Let's look. I'm curious. You have to press something to see the vote. Yeah, but you can see the vote, right? This is how it's coming up. That's what you mean? Because that's what happened to me sometimes. So this is what I'm asking. Is that what you mean? It's looking like that? That's what you mean? Yeah, it do look pretty bad. So some of y'all just can't vote. But you could look. I still voted though, fam. All right. So on the top, the first one. So you could vote, right? And then you could click on another one. I don't know. Don't vote yet. Don't vote yet. Don't do nothing. See, after I voted, the shit, the rat bastard, and I accidentally voted 5 to 10. I didn't know if I meant to vote. I don't know which one I voted for. So yeah, so some of y'all can't see it. All right, so that makes sense now. Now I feel better about our voting. I feel a lot better about our voting. I don't know why it's doing that though. Man, I feel a lot better about our voting now and shit. Shout out to Toombs. Anybody buying me lunch today? I could use some lunch today. What up, Few? What up, Neanderthal? You be in here trolling, I ain't even kick you. It's like that on all the other channels as well. They might be just, they got to work on the code probably, because that looks like JavaScript. So apparently they got it. JavaScript is basically it's hypertext basically. Well, hypertext is something else. Okay, so JavaScript is basically the functions inside of the page that allows for actions to take place. You understand? So maybe they working out the JavaScript, and for whatever the reason is, currently it don't work appropriately on. Let me see how it works on the iPhone and whatever. Yeah, so that's what it looked like. There might be a JavaScript issue because it's a function that's not going through. You understand what I'm saying? That's basically what JavaScript is. It's the actionable. It's like the action on the page. It's the shit that creates like hyperlinks and shit like that. It's an action. I don't know how to say it. I know one thing. I remember when we used to use what's the name of that other thing? You used to be able to make websites and everything, but it was just so much easier. Fuck it. I don't have to say. We don't put that on there. Yeah, put the phone on that page. Nah, screw that phone. Oh, there you go. Right in front of my face. Whenever you don't find something, always look right in front of your face. I promise you. There's a good chance it's right there. Did you see Lil Boosie saying he makes 50? I don't even want to talk about those guys snitch on themselves. Some guys is crazy. I don't know what to tell you. Guys are all crazy. More bananas. But they protect it, so it is what it is, If these rappers ain't showing y'all that some of them is protected, I don't know what to tell you. Some of these dudes are just protected, fam. I mean, at this point, we gonna just pretend like it's not a thing? It's not to see if the iPhone has the same issue. Shit, I don't even see the damn thing on the iPhone. I don't even see it. Let me close that and then open it back up. Shit. I don't. Dude, the iPhone don't even got it. So y'all can't even see the poll on the iPhone. Is it like that when I do the? Yeah, I'm on the computer right now. Sheesh, you can't even see the poll on the iPhone. That's crazy. It's crazy. I thought about that shit when you said you couldn't see it. I was like, you know what? Probably couldn't see it. So it's definitely the JavaScript, because if it's not on the if it's not working appropriately on the iPhone and it's 100% not working on the other OS, then it's the JavaScript. It's whatever the coding is. The coding, they gotta fix it. Maybe they don't care to fix it. I don't know. Or maybe I call them up and ask them about it. But it's probably something they're working on. I used to be a part of the jump offs. They used to call me up, and I used to be a part of, like, when they take polls to like the artists and like to the content creators and shit, because I got enough subs and shit. And I met quite a few of them over there. I got to get back into that group. I had a lot of the problems and issues I was having was getting solved too when I was in that group. Like, got to get back into that group. Anyway, How you think I used to sometimes know when they was gonna change shit, when shit was coming, and when policy was gonna change? Who you think was over there arguing the points? Jack Frost. Sometimes you be over there, you be talking to them. I shouldn't even be saying this. But sometimes you be talking. I don't do it no more. So sometimes you be talking to them, and you say some dope shit, and then they invite a bigwig into the room, and then they ask you a couple questions. That should be the dope. That'd be part. You just be talking to like whoever you talking to and shit. You be on the thing like They ask you a question, talking to them like however long, and then you say something, and then they be like, because you think you only talking to that person, but you really in a room with like a ton of other people. You understand what I'm saying? And if they get questions, they'll shoot it to the person you talking to, but they might come and ask you the question personally. Depending. You know what I'm saying? So that used to be dope. Anyway, what else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We at 10 o'clock. We are hour and 26 minutes into the show. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I'm trying to gauge also what videos we should try to get done today also. So that's why I'm asking what y'all think we should talk about. I don't want to talk about that little Boosie shit. That shit don't make sense. They just trying to distract black people energy. Y'all don't understand that? Every time they always trying to distract our energy. Nobody pays attention to that. They trying to distract black people's energy, our collective thinking from the situation that's going on in Palestine. You do understand this, right? You understand this, right? I mean, do you know how energy works? Do you know how God works? Do you know how God's people work? A lot of people don't know these things. A lot of people don't understand what I'm actually telling you when I'm saying you got to stop hating your brother and sister. You got to get those people out of your community that keep hate alive. A lot of people don't understand what I'm explaining to them. But you know who do understand? The Jews understand. I promise you they do. Muslims understand, especially the ones over there in other countries. They understand. The Russians understand. Chinese understand. The Koreans understand. Us black people, we just don't understand how to use our collective energy. And being as, let's say theoretically, we have the most collective energy on the planet, theoretically, but we just don't know how to use our collective energy. We just use our energy to hate each other. Dude, I don't do anything but wish good on other people and hope the best things can happen to people in the world. And look what I live in. I live in a situation where people believe that if you buy something from me where you're going to receive a thing and I'm going to also receive a thing, that's charity. But you can buy from anybody else and that's just doing business. But unless I quit doing what I'm doing and go shut up somewhere and go get a regular job, I don't have no choice. I just have to do that because that's what the world says. So that's the world we live in. You know? Every day I wake up and I know I'm like, I'm only still alive because God loves me. And because God loves me so much, I'm just going to have to stay here. And I don't got a choice. But God also loves me so much that Satan hates me. So I'm not going to die, but I'm going to suffer every single day. So I got to wake up every day knowing that that's my life. It's the first thing on my mind, last thing on my mind. I just pray that at least something in my life that I've done at some point corrected somebody else or helped redirect somebody else into greatness or happiness, but in God's light. And I got to be happy with that. I got to be grateful for that. If I'm hoping, I got to be grateful for that. I just pray to God that I'm able to do at least one more good thing with my life before I die. Like, I know nobody's going to appreciate it. I know I'm probably going to be hated also. But I hope I get to do at least one more, like, good thing in the name of God. At least one more. I know it's going to come with hate, more hate. I know it's going to make my life more miserable. But I'll be doing something dope for God. So, yeah, that part. That part. Yeah, that's all I ever wish for. That's it. I don't wish for a wife. I don't wish for a family. I don't wish for nothing. Just one more chance to do something good. I don't need nobody to say it was good. I don't need nobody to. I know nobody's going to appreciate it. So I don't really care about that part. I know it's going to be whatever it is, it's going to be a reason for people to hate me. I understand that. But it'll be dope. And even though I'll be able to, at least to myself, think about a thing that I did for God. So that'll be dope. I won't be able to share it with nobody else, but I don't really think I could share anything with anybody else. I got to keep everything to myself. So I still win. So it'll be good. If I share anything with anybody, they're gonna try to destroy it. So I can't really share nothing with nobody. So that's what it is. I think I'm gonna let y'all go. I think I'm gonna allow for everybody to have a beautiful morning this morning. I think I'm gonna allow for everybody to have a beautiful morning this morning. I'm gonna let everybody go. I have to go outside. I really don't want to do that. I don't really got a choice. I'm gonna run to the store. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Everybody have a blessed day. Everybody have you ain't pulling up to my PayPal. Get out of here. Everybody have a blessed day. Go do something worth doing in life. No, you're not. Just stop. Go do something worth. It's in the description. How about that? You could just go right down to the description. It's in the description. How about that? Everybody just go do something worth doing in life. And even the people that I know hate me and they want me dead, you can still go be nice to somebody else, right? Like, even the people that want me dead, go be nice to somebody else. Like, I know you still want me dead, but you can still go be nice to somebody else. Go do that. That'd be dope, right? You could still hate me, and you could just at least be nice to somebody else. Like, just go do that. Anyway, everybody have a blessed day. Everybody have. I told you where it's at, fam. If you want to pull up to the PayPal, it's in the description. You don't have to talk to me about it. It's in the description. Only reason why you would have to talk to me about it is if you was capping. All right. Oh, you want to see if I'm gonna stay on because you talked about doing a drop. So you're like, yo, watch us make Jeff Cross stay on. He thinks somebody's gonna give him money. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Ballmans. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you, and that's all I got on this one. I'm out.